I want you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Hey guys, what's cracking? It is Krakenation here. We are here today reviewing Tapu Bulu in the next part of our competitive evaluation series for Gen 7 Pokemon. We have already looked at Tapu Lele and Tapu Koko, so today we're going to be looking at Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu is a grass fairy type, and it is quickly making a splash in the meta as a very fearsome wall breaker. It has 70 HP, 130 attack, 115 defense, 85 special attack, 95 special defense, and 75 speed. Basically what's going to stand out to you right away is that obviously that 130 attack set, it was a good amount of natural bulk, especially on the physical side. It does have a pretty unfortunately low speed stat that does end up being quite limiting, but Grassy Surge is really useful as far as giving it some more survivability. It gives all granite Pokemon leftovers recovery when paired with, let's say, leftovers on Tapu Bulu, gives it 1/8 healing every turn, and that's a lot of healing. that's like Poison Heal Gliscor for food for thought. It also does actually have the damage given by ground type attacks, specifically Earthquake and Bulldoze and Dig, I think, which is really cool because it actually lets it synergize really well with electric types and poison types. Basically, it reduces their weaknesses for them, and they can take steel type attacks and poison type attacks respectively for Tapu Bulu. So it creates a lot of interesting synergistic options as far as building a team. As you guys know, I'm considered generally more of a bulky offense type player, and Tapu Bulu fits like textbook bulky offense type Pokemon, which is really cool for me. I really like this Pokemon a lot, actually. Just hits really hard with its grass stab, which is just nuts. One interesting factoid for you actually is if we jump into our first set right off the bat, we're going to be looking at Wall Breaker. And what's really cool about this set right here is after Stealth Rocks, this set can OHKO Latios. Like, take that in. That's a resistant Pokemon that's not even that not bulky. It's not even known as a frail Pokemon. Like, Latios isn't obviously isn't a defensive Pokemon, but it's not frail by any means. And you just OHKO'd it after Rocks, and it was resisting you. So, goodbye switch-ins. That's what the game I like to play. What is a switch-in? But that basically defines Tapu Bulu in this. So you have Superpower, Mega Horn for your good coverage move. Superpower lets you hit things like Heatran and Ferrothorn, specifically just in general steel types. Mega Horn lets you hit bulkier grass types such as Tangrowth. And Horn Leaf gives you some survivability, where the Stone Edge can let you maybe nab the flying type on the switch-in, specifically things like Charizard. Although Charizard gets OHKO'd after a switch into Rocks. So, food for thought, again. It's a 4 times resistant against OHKO'd after Rocks. Obviously, it's taking a lot from Rocks, but, like, that's kind of nuts. Yeah, so you get to pick between Horn. Generally, the first 3 are, like, textbook necessary. But Horn Leech and Stone Edge, there's some options there as far as do you want to be able to hit flying types really well, especially Charizard, or do you want to be able to keep Tapu Bulu alive a little longer? Both very viable options, in my opinion. Another thing you might want to think about is Choice Band. Obviously gives you that really great attack boost, but you want to think about whether or not you want to go Adamant or Jolly. It does sit around a kind of crowded speed tier this generation. It is kind of slow, but it does sit right around a lot of Pokemon where choosing Jolly might make the difference to outspeeding things such as Bisharp, which the Pokemon that you might want to be able to hit, such as Bisharp, even like things like Jolly Tyranitar. I think it might be able to outspeed you if you're running Adamant nature. So that's definitely something to think about. However, with that in mind, Adamant is what you need to score KOs on the things that I just mentioned. So that's definitely something you want to think about. It's not a Pokemon meant to take hits, even though it can, is what I'm trying to get at. You want to think about keeping it healthy for as long as possible, because the problem with it is that it has a low HP stat. So Wood Hammer, it does fearsome damage, but it makes you take a lot of damage too. So this thing won't be surviving as long as you probably want it to. So you got to be aware about the hits you're trying to take. So for that reason, you got to think about, like, are you going to kill what's in front of you with a band? Or are you going to try to outspeed it with the Scarf? And therefore, its roles obviously kind of switch respectively. This Pokemon this set is very anti-stall, whereas a Scarf set could be a little better against offensive builds. Yeah, so that's some food for thought for you. Next up, we're going to be looking at a kind of less popular set, but honestly a pretty cool set. However, it does a little worse in the current meta with things like Celesteela and Heatran running around. Although, I should say, not that badly. This is a bulk-up tanky Tapu Bulu that can use bulk-up to bolster. It's already fantastic. HP and it's already fantastic defense and attack, and just make it even stronger. You use Horn Leech and Leech Seed to just basically create it's really hard to kill this thing. You gotta hit it on the special side basically after a while. And then Substitute obviously lets you avoid status, it lets you avoid all that good stuff. 144 speed is so that you can't get burned by Rotom Wash, and Rotom Wash can no longer outspeed you if it's not running any speed investment. The rest is dumped into attack, and actually that isn't supposed to be dumped. Wow, I'm sorry, I got that really wrong. That should be 112 HP, 252 attack. I am really sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you're paying attention to this video because I need to correct that. But yeah, Leftovers and Grassy Surge and Leech Seed and Horn Leech all together gives you just immense recovery, and Substitute obviously lets you avoid hazards. It's a cool set, but it does find a lot of trouble breaking things like Steel types in general. Things that resist Horn Leech just give you a lot of problems, things like Skarmory. So it does kind of end up being a little more counterable, but it isn't a bad Pokemon by any means. It's just not its most viable set. It's more of a niche set, if I will say, and fits into more maybe a bulky balanced team. If you were trying to apply this to some of my more team building concepts, yeah. If you want for further information, watch my other videos, but it might fit into more of a bulky balanced team. So overall points, I just want to say that it's a fearsome wall breaker with a really good move pool. Basically, it doesn't have a ton of moves, but it does everything it needs to hit everything really hard. It's one of those Pokemons that 90% of the time you're just going to click Wood Hammer. It's kind of like Medicham, 90% of the time just click High Jump Kick. Charizard Y, 90% of the time just click Fire Blast. It's one of those Pokemon that just clearly has a superior move that you should be clicking. It is fairly durable, but it runs into obstacles as far as Wood Hammer giving it. It has a low HP stat, so it's not very resilient when it's using Wood Hammer, especially if you don't invest in HP, which you probably don't have the ability to invest in. So it does run into some obstacles with that. However, it's fairly durable with its stats, and then it's also got a pretty cool ability that gives it some extra healing. So that's basically what I want to say about that. And then it's easily outpaced without a Scarf, even in the new slower meta. Basically, like I was saying, you're gonna have to really decide what you want to do as far as Scarf or Band or something for this thing, because it does, even in this meta, it is pretty slow. Because I think the meta on average, I think it's on average 6 or 7 points slower than last. Like if you look at the Gen 7 Mons, they're on average a pretty decent amount slower. And so even with that drop in the average speed, I really don't think that we're going to see Tapu Bulu hit the speed tiers it needs to take hits, to outspeed things. So it's going to have to rely on taking hits instead. So you really got to decide how you want to feel with that. But overall, Tapu Bulu is definitely a fantastic Pokemon that you should really, really consider using. It's A+ in OU right now for a reason. I actually might make a live with this at some point because I really like this Pokemon. It fits into the type of play I use a lot really well, and it's basically the special counterpart to Tapu Lele, who's an incredible wall breaker on the special side with just clicking Psychic. Tapu Bulu is an incredible physical wall breaker on the physical side, just using Wood Hammer. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment, rate, subscribe, all of that good stuff. It is always very appreciated. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Krakenation.